Politricks watch. This is Sir P. Now, lately, about the last week or so, a lot of people been sending me some articles from a story broke in El Salvador. The government locked up about 6,000 suspected gang members. Last I heard, it was 10,000. That's for those of you who don't know. There are only a handful of countries, right, where murder rate, or have a murder rate, right, will make Jamaica look like child's play. El Salvador is one of them. When you talk about violence, when you talk about quote-unquote badness, El Salvador carry it to a whole different level of acidity. If ever the word monstrous is fitting for a country's gang situation, El Salvador fit it. El Salvador, the jacket cut to fit, right, as I may say. Here are some numbers for you. Remember when Jamaica topped the whole region? The homicide rate in Jamaica was 46.5 per 100,000. 46.5. That's a typical bad year for Jamaica when you're sitting at the 40s. Right? 46.5. Keep that number in your mind. Come here people that say, yeah man, I saw we must bring in them same thing here and I saw we must go on. Let me just tell you this right now. I don't believe you. You need more people. If you actually see some of the things them El Salvador bring in, right, Japa Jamaica, same Jamaican them are go ball murder. Same Jamaicans them are go say, no, this too rough and tough. We need justice. Remember the 46.5 per 100,000? Look on your screen right now. When you see them number there, these numbers make sense too, no? El Salvador have all 100, right, and 40 per 100,000 murders. 140, 120 per 100,000 murder rate. Remember Jamaica is 46.5. El Salvador double that regularly. Gangs like MS-13, they make Klansman and one other look like a group of acidic Cub Scouts, and I'm not exaggerating. When Uncle Sam talk about MS-13, them talk about them like a terrorist group. When they talk about them like a just one little gang. So I want to understand, so we're not talking about a little local, right, bad man down the corner, we lock off one lane, right, and have 4 to 5 dopey and people say, yo, don't look on him because him, the man they licking in your face, the man a bad man. We're talking about El Salvador badness don't even make sense. 87s in El Salvador don't even care about the way them look. Them man a tattoo every corner of them body. Right, the man are like Jamaican 87s, what them a bleach out skin for try send my chacha boy, try get 2 more kerosene. 87s in El Salvador, look at them, don't even care about kerosene. They can't even make out them face when them done. But then again, maybe that the El Salvador kerosene them like. Right. No one understand the murder rate between El Salvador and Jamaica. Right. I want to know if you know factor in why, right, certain things are going on. When it drops, say, 6,000 and then 10,000 gang members, right, or suspected gang members, get locked up under the El Salvador SOE, you would have swear, say, the El Salvador people, right, would be rebelling against the government. I was watching some interviews that were being done by foreign news companies in El Salvador, and they were talking to the citizens. And the reporters were like, what do you think? Don't you think this is an injustice? Don't you think the president is acting like a dictator? And the people them were like, we don't know what you talk about, you know. A long time this should have gone. The foreign journalists, the foreign human rights groups are saying the El Salvador government, right, they on some dictator thing and you know they on some authoritarian business and this is inhumane, but the citizens in El Salvador are welcoming the strategies. I want to look on your screen. The El Salvador president, right, have an approval rating That is consistently over 75%. You know, when you hear about Uncle Sam president approval rating is normally in the 40s, right? In El Salvador, see it up on your screen. Since January 2020, 13 studies were conducted on the subject of the president's job approval, right? All of them gave the president an approval rating of over 75%. Yet, Bukele's action as the president have been criticized by human rights organizations. So, this man is not popular amongst the human rights groups, not popular, right, in North America and Europe, but his own people love him like cooked food. This is very interesting. So, people outside of El Salvador say this man is a monster and it's inhumane and you can't do them things. But people in El Salvador say, give us more. Think about it, a 75% approval rating. Reuters and them people accept the polls as legit. 75%. People them love him. Look on your screen again. Now I'm going to show you the culture. Although deemed authoritarian in nature by some, Bukele took decisive actions early on that helped delay the Big C from entering the country. So they must show you how him so popular. Two main things, the Big C and the murder rate. Listen to this. Even before El Salvador had a single case of the Big C, Bukele ordered the shutdown of its borders, the international airport, and public transportation. He also ordered several mandatory quarantines. Even though these early actions have affected the country's economy, 95.7% of Salvadorans approve the decision. 95.7%. Just call that 100%. Just say everybody. When 95.7% of people approve something you do, just say everybody approve. Those same measures made Jamaican politicians unpopular. Want to see culture now? So, him locking down El Salvador, right, even though it damaged the economy, it made him popular with the El Salvador people. Locking down the Jamaican economy, make people can't go dance again, made your favorite Jamaican politicians unpopular. That's culture right there, so. This is why I'm telling you, say it's not too good for us to compare other people's country because different people look on things, right, a different way. Jamaicans live for entertainment and being outgoing and socializing. So in time they get cut off, Jamaican people got upset. The El Salvador people, right, love the president even more for the shutdown. Next reason why he's so popular. The Salvadoran homicide rate under the Bukele administration is the lowest since the end of the Civil War. The lowest since the end of the Civil War. The first full year of Bukele in office set a low record in homicides. It reduced it to 20 murders per 100,000. 20 murders per 100,000. Remember me showing you? At one point it even reached 140 yard. Him drop it to 20. So, when you see the El Salvador president take certain measures, bring in SOE, lock up 6,000, right, suspected gang members, and the public will say, yeah, I saw it figure. And if you understand, so the people of El Salvador, right, are willing to work with the president and these tactics. Look on your screen again. El Salvador, the country will have over 100, right, murders per 100,000 regularly. Used to have a legal system where convicted gang lords used to get sentenced to 6 to 9 years. As extraordinary as it sounds, see that on your screen. This president bring in some new laws, right, where say convicted gang lords, aka 90 octanes, will now be sentenced to 40 to 45 years in jail compared to 6 to 9 years previously. This is why the people of El Salvador are taking to the president, even though the international community has designated him as some kind of madman. Right? When you live in a country where say gang lords are get sentenced to 6 to 9 years, what have these presidents and politicians been doing in El Salvador for the last, I don't even know how many years? Where them have 90 acting I get sentenced to 6 to 9 years. 6 to 9 years? While other gang members will now be sentenced to 20 to 30 years, up from 3 to 5. Now you see why this man is so popular. Because the people them probably a ball for some serious laws long time. The people them probably say, how can we have a country where top murder charge for the whole world and 90 actings that get sentenced to 6 to 9 years and 87s that get sentenced to 3 to 5 years. Now pay close attention. When you notice, say the 90 actings sentencing is different from the 87. Let me read it again. Convicted gang lords, 90 actings, will now be sentenced to 40 to 45 years in jail, compared with 6 to 9 years previously, while other gang members, 87s, will be sentenced to 20 to 30 years, up from 3 to 5 years. The man them separate the 90 from the 87. Bigger sentence for the 90. The people in El Salvador see the president come in and bring in them things, them a take to him. Despite Amnesty International saying this man a move spooky. International community I say this is authoritarian, right? You're behaving like a monster. From what I say, the El Salvador president does not value your opinion unless you have an El Salvador passport. I don't know or care about this man. I'm not speaking on his character. He could be the best man in the world or the worst. I don't know, I don't care. I'm just telling you, based on what I see, this man is one of them politicians there who don't care about your opinion unless you have a passport from him country. In other words, outsiders' opinion don't matter. So even though people who are not from El Salvador are saying he's a monster for them policy there, right? Imagine a man that go tell you say, he might go lock up 10,000 man and then you have to feed them. And that the man say? The man say, since the human rights group love, right, the man them lock up so much, you feed them. I couldn't believe when me hear the man say that. You've heard me say that before, but I'm a little YouTuber. Right? When a president of a country say, you feed the man them, since you love them so much, you feed them, that man don't care about nothing. And you have to also bear in mind, this man legalized Bitcoin in El Salvador. You need cojones the size of Blue Mountain to make Bitcoin a legal tender in your country. It's not like say the whole of the big country them do it first and then you follow, you know. This man just come out and say Bitcoin legalized. You can use it, you can trade it. Right? Like cash. So this man no business about nobody. Right? Outside El Salvador. I said this to say, when you start to compare and say, so we to stay, no, we don't believe you. Jamaica does not have leaders with the cojones, right, where El Salvador politicians are coming. I'm not saying them tactics wrong or right, I don't even care. I'm just telling you, right, that Jamaican leaders do not have the cojones to upset so many people on the international stage. The amount of backlash where the president and his government are get, your favorite leaders in Jamaica cannot withstand that backlash. They're going to backtrack. Notice, anytime Jamaican leaders come out and talk tough, and them see two little articles right, them start fall back. Well, what we didn't mean is, and what we didn't mean is, them now come out, right, say something, and then see pressure reach them and stick to it, especially when Uncle Sam and certain countries start getting involved. And especially when certain powerful human rights groups get involved. If you stay the course, it's not going to happen. So that's the first thing. El Salvador people them, clearly them built differently. So even though the world has said these policies are too strong and too harsh, that might be for your country. Clearly the people in El Salvador, right, don't feel the same. Because if they did, they would have turned on the president. And so far, they're the only people who are not turning right? And the president. Next thing, the same Jamaican people them who say bring in them policy in Jamaica. If you actually see it, you need a ball. Jamaicans want to go about them business. They don't want to send up a police around them. They want to buy them liquor. They want to go them party. Jamaicans want to enjoy themselves. That's what people want to do. People want to have fun. Jamaicans, anything we get involved, anything that threatens that fun, people on a time feed. Even if it involves national security, the people them don't on the time feed. Right. So the same people I say, bring in this and bring in that, you don't want to see it. These measures will make the El Salvador president popular, would make Jamaican leaders unpopular. And them know it. That's why they bring it in. If Jamaican leaders did feel, say, right, being quote unquote tough on crime was going to help them, they would have done it. I mean real tough on crime, real tough on gangs. Right? They would have done it. It's because them know, say, they're going to get backlash from the very people. This was done, right? The locking up of the man them, the 6,000 man them, was done under an SOE in El Salvador. When you see one to Jamaica's SOE, it was shut down. People start say, boy, they can't bother for your checkpoint and bother for your search and they can't bother and they can't bother. So, Jamaicans not ready for what go on in El Salvador. I know say it's nice to look over in a people's yard and compare, but trust me, you are not ready for what go on in El Salvador. Even though you might get results and the people them attack him even more because it drop murder rate from 100 and to 20 per 100,000, of course, they're going to be popular. But it never happened using the nice tactics. It never happened, right, not upsetting anyone. Any kind of extraordinary measure are going to involve upsetting people, right? And Jamaican leaders are not built for upsetting people like that, right? They're very conscious, right, of people turning upon them. And Jamaican people want the work done, but they don't want to be hustled. They want the house to be built, but they don't want the noise, they don't want the dust, they don't want the mud, they just want the house built. Right? The house just appear out of nowhere. So, take your eye off El Salvador. Jamaica is not El Salvador. Jamaicans are not El Salvadorans. If Jamaicans ever see so much youths going at the back of one jeep, different cultures, different country, different cultures. So better we just focus on yourself. Right? One thing will make you popular in Jamaica, right, will make you unpopular in El Salvador, and vice versa. Anyway, Patreon squad, big up yourself. Yeah, you don't know, more life. Ultra squad, stay circling. Bless.